what's up guys? I'm Grandmaster Shaymin and welcome back to Flower Paradise, and today we have another episode of our Robotics Notes Elite playthrough. In the last episode, Akio had her attack, if you will. They didn't really give too much detail on what the attack entails outside of the fact that Akio experiences 5 minutes as about 1 second, which is a very interesting way of explaining it. However, there's some sort of boating accident that happened that resulted in Akio and Kai being subject to these difficult attacks. But Kai's attacks are a bit different than Akio's. But if you guys did miss any of the previous episodes, I highly recommend checking those out before you get onto this one, because obviously we're going to continue going through more of the game. So, after entrusting Akio to her mother, I drove home alone on my scooter. I stopped by a neighborhood park on the way. The park is poorly lit, so it's pitch black. The red aurora in the night sky stands out even more as a result. Till 4 years ago, it was possible to see Tanegashima Space Center rocket launches from here in Uchugakkoa Park. Now, all it has is a dog walking course. The park has the kanji for space in its name, but it ain't very cosmic. Half the stairs up to the viewing area have rusted away. When I was in grade school, there was do not use sign. The go-kart space and the Minamitane-cho local hall at the park have been abandoned for over 10 years. Even the new local hall they built a short distance away has been closed, but that's exactly why. That's why this is my favorite spot even now. At night, it's completely silent. Nobody comes here. Plus, it's very close to my house, not even 5 minutes by scooter. Here, I can sink into the darkness with nobody around to bother me. Just me and some quality time with Kill Ballad. It's kind of mysterious. My nerves get even sharper than usual, and I can focus better when I'm here. I come here when I want to get some serious play in, like when I'm pushing for the number 1 spot. I sometimes chat with folks from Tokyo when I play. They rag on me for only winning because I play in quiet spots. In Tokyo, they still have some crazy places called arcades. I guess it's common to have crowds watch you play. Same with tournaments held overseas and stuff. A gallery of thousands of people sitting in a massive hall. Everything is so loud that you can't even hear the game. Players get up on stage and fight against their opponent who sits right next to them. I guess you're not a true fighting game player unless you can win a situation like that. But as someone who barely ever leaves Tanegashima, what's that got to do with me? This is my playstyle, and it's helped me climb up to the spot of 5th best in the world. I don't care if people hate me or my strats. This stage helps me win. Anyway, it's time to get started. Or not. I get a call on my phone droid. Who the heck could it be? Jeez.
電話受信
As soon as I answer, Akio's loud voice
もう平
resounds.
気なの
うちは落ち着いた。今家に帰ってきたとこ。ありがとう。そんなことよりさっき言ってたこと。
Akio, you're too close to the camera and you're being way too loud. You'd never guess that this was the same girl who had an attack earlier in the evening.
さっきって俺がオペレーターやってもいいって話
その時条件出してきたでしょ。
出したよ。キルバラの操縦システムにしてくれって。できそう？
Correcto.
いや、できないよ。でもそれすごいアイデアだと思うの。
Akio is crazy excited.
そんな発想全く思いつかなかったもん。格闘ゲームのシステムとホビーロボットの操縦の融合か。これノーベル賞ものの発明だよ。
大げさだな。
The Nobel Prize.
そんなことないってば。キルバラのシステムを使うっていうことはコントローラーはポケコンになるんでしょ。想像するだけでワクワクしちゃうよ。あと1年準備期間があればな。
Yeah, we don't. Including today, we have 3 days left. Plus, we gotta leave the island for Tokyo on Friday evening. So tomorrow's our last real day for prep. We're at a complete deadlock. There's nothing we could possibly do.
せっかくカイもやる気になってくれたのに。
別にやる気になったわけじゃないよ。またアキちゃんに倒れられたら厄介だから、それだけだよ。
うん、それでもいいの。うちはカイの言ってくれたこと嬉しかった。できればあと1週間早く行ってほしかったけどね。とにかく明日と明後日で何ができるかもうちょっと考えてみるね。
You've got mail.
じゃあおやすみ。
うん、おやすみ。
After I disconnect, I sighed to myself. Deep down, I kind of hoped that she'd just give up.
あいつのことだから諦めないだろうな。
No. I've been iffy about this Robo 1 thing from the get-go because it's obvious that the VP is just toying with
メール
us.
受信。
Very nice. Good to see. The text is all garbled. Considering it's just gibberish, I
キル
can
バ
read
ラ
it.
起動。
Wait, but why did you just delete it though? Time to get it back on schedule. I boot up Kill Ballad. Even if we didn't make an appearance at Robo 1, even if we did make an appearance at Robo 1, there's no way we'd be able to win with Misane's control scheme. It'd be humiliating to go to Tokyo, lose, and come back to the island to see the VP's self-satisfied grin. Plus, the only way we'd ever be able to implement Kill Ballad's control system would be to ask the game's creator. Weird. What a
作者い
coincidence.
た。
I get matched up with none other than Frau Koujirou. What's going on here? Talk about way too perfect timing. I still remember that shitty way they accused me of being a cheater. But it's water under the bridge. I've got nothing to lose. I know now that Frau Koujirou doesn't use Voicha. While that's a pain in the ass, I can still use text chat. Ignoring the actual match, I start typing on the touch screen. Thanks for messaging me the other day. Okay. Just so you know, I don't cheat. I have no idea who told you that was the case, but it's not true. By the way, I know this is sudden, but I have a request. Have you heard of Robo 1? I'm set to appear in the tournament this weekend, and so I was thinking of using Kill Ballad's control scheme, with the hobby robot I'm entering Robo 1 with. I know this is a ridiculous thing to request, but could you possibly share Kill Ballad's source code with me? If it makes me easier to trust, I'll happily give you my identity. My name is Kaito Yashio, and I live in Tanegashima. I'm a third year at Central Tanegashima High. Do you want my home address too? Damn, you just straight up give it?
なしか。
Giving away the source code to some random high school kid would be the epitome of stupid. Goodbye, money. I doubt anything will come of this. And as expected, Frau Koujirou disconnects midway through the match without even saying a word. I must have really put them off. I gaze up at the night sky. I feel like I could see more stars back in the day, but the crimson stain of the northern sky has made it difficult to spot stars these days. I mean, there's a lot in this picture, though. Like, look at how many stars there are. Well, I mean, the aurora's there, but, anyway, Tokyo's at a higher latitude than Tanegashima, right? I wonder what the aurora looks like over there. Akio is face down on her desk, groaning. She's holding the honorary press giant manual. I'm guessing she has been reading all morning, ignoring class. The Prez's programming is printed in the manual. That's Misane for you. Akio has a dejected look on her face as she flips through the notebook.
このプログラムを新しく構築するなんて1日でできるわけないよ。カイのアイデアは最高なんだけどな。
じゃあ東京行きもやめるってことで決まりだね。
Now that that's all settled, it's time to grub. I stuffed my cheeks with the curry bread I brought earlier in the day.
それはやめない。出場さえすれば 1% でも優勝する可能性はあるし。
That's true.
言うと思ったよ。ほんと諦め悪いところは厄介というかめんどくさいよな。
I mean, I don't know if it would be annoying. It's a positive trait.
だって。
今のまま出てもアキちゃんが赤っ端書いて終わりだと思うけどね。
カイ に。
mean, it's not like she's going to be the only one who messes up, though. I mean, we're talking about a giant robot convention that you can just enter for no reason. Like, look at, like, they were able to enter as a program with no real history for the last 10 years. So you can't tell me that, like, other people aren't just going to apply in anyway and not have nearly as good as stuff. And if it's a tournament, that means there's going to be a bunch of people that lose in round one, not just you. So that's just how it goes, mate. I wouldn't say that you're going to embarrass yourself compared to everything else. I mean, sure, it's going to be disappointing to potentially lose, but if you did lose in the first round, which they're not going to, but if you did lose in the first round, like, that's like saying that a team that made it to the Stanley Cup playoffs, except the difference is that you could just enter. So, like, if they had a Stanley Cup playoffs, but every single team in the entire league could enter, you're not going to be like, oh, well, the LA Kings are an embarrassment because they lost by 4 goals instead of this other team lost by 3 goals. No one's going to sit here and be like, oh, well, the LA Kings are a freaking, you know, they're a humiliation to the league. Like, I don't think anybody's going to say that, you know what I mean?
オペレーターやってくれるって昨日言ったよね。
People will be like, haha, oh, LA lost, and that'd be about it, you know? It's kind of like the same thing. They'd get home and they'd be like, oh, you lost, get wrecked, and then that would be it, you know? She firmly grabs both of my shoulders and clings to me in tears.
言ったよね。
条件付きでってところが抜けてるよ。
昨日の回はあんなに優しかったのに。
ダダをこねないように。
回に少しでもロボブを思う気持ちがあるのなら。
ないね。
これっぽっちも。
俺に言うことを聞かせたいなら、勝負か条件を達成するか、そのどっちかだよ。
Akio hastily whips out her phone
一
droid.
回でも勝てばいいんでしょ。だったらこれから本番まで36時間くらいずっと付き合ってもらうけど。
So that's her strategy. Akio's nowhere near my level, but it's possible that over a bunch of matches I make a mistake and she gets lucky. There's no absolutes in fighting games after
ま
all.
あいいけど、
I mean, that's
アキちゃ
debatable.
んの心が折れても知らないよ。
They talked about it a little on the Trash Taste podcast not that long ago, but it's almost impossible in a lot of fighting games, like a lot of really big fighting games, it's almost impossible for a noob to beat someone who is like really skilled. Even if they make a mistake, they can usually make up for it, and it doesn't actually like end, you know? I don't feel like Aki stands any chance here. To be fair.
回って本当に容赦しないからな。
I quickly finish my curry bread, then thoroughly wipe my hands with a wet tissue.
じゃあ始めようか。それとも場所移動する？
いい、まずはここでやる。
Akio's pretty worked up. Alright, well, here we go. I grin and pull out my phone droid.
お？
どうしたの？
A message? Who could it be from? I find the timing a bit dubious as I open it up. Sorry for the turtle speed response. What you said yesterday was really interesting, so I tried whipping together a program for you. Umisho Shi. I upped it, so try it out. Giovanni did it in a night. Too easy. Who the hell is Giovanni? Lolol. Anyway, to be honest, I don't really talk to people like this, but consider it an apology for treating you like a cheater. By the way, I sorta maybe kinda got a thing to discuss with you, so I might contact you again. Give me your thoughts on the program I sent too. Anyway, below you'll find the app required to use the program I sent, and a list of parts you're gonna have to dump into your hobby robot. It's ain't gonna be cheap, so you'll have to front the cash. LOL. Wait, what the hell? This message flipped to all sorts of bizarre terms I don't recognize, but I get the general gist of what's written.
回？
キルバラ操縦システム実現できるかも。アキちゃん、このパーツ揃えられる？
I show Akio the parts in the parts list at the end of the message.
どうかな。ロボクリニックに行けば揃うのは間違いないけど、 在庫が今あるかどうかは聞いてみないと。ねえ、このメッセージの人誰？
キルバラの作者。ダメ元でソースくれって頼んだら、ソースどころかプログラムを作って送ってきた。
Let's just send you the whole program. That would totally happen in real life, guys. 100%.
おお、風が吹いてきた。これはたぎる展開だね。
I mean, at that point, you'd start believing that, like, you know, anything is possible. Akio was so excited that it's genuinely hard to believe that she was just clinging to me in tears. Even I never expected such a convenient turn of events to go down like this. It's a little hard for me to be too happy, though. Who knows what Frau Koujirou has in store for me?
どう？
焦んな。今やってんだからよ。
Doc's never done stuff like this for the Robot Club before. Nearly 6 hours zoomed by after explaining the situation to Doc. It's pretty late, the date's about to change. Doc keeps saying interesting while he helps install the parts. The robot doctor's skills are a thing to behold. He also lent us a laptop, but quickly took it from Akio due to her slow programming. Now he's doing it
ねえ、ド
himself.
ク、全部ドクがやったらうちのやることなくなっちゃうよ。
お前みたいな小娘に任せてたら終わるもんも終わらねえだろうがよ。
I mean, he's right.
そうだけど。
I don't think the little girl part matters. I just think Akio as a person just can't program fast. I mean, I couldn't program at all. So, I mean, that's a step above me, I suppose.
任せといた方がいいよ。アキちゃんよりよっぽど信頼できるからね。
That's fair. I'll let Akio pout by herself for now. Doc's fingers move like running water as they glide across the PC's keys. The PC is wired up to a control board on the honorary press's back. It's basically the press's brain. You load the movement control program into it from the PC. Generally speaking, this is where the overall quality of the hobby robot is determined. Not that I have any clue what all the program text and numbers on the monitor mean.
ま、こんなもんだろう。
Look at this old rocker. He's usually snide and cold, but he's clearly in a good mood today. Is he enjoying this?
動かせるところまではやっといた。あとの細かい調整はオペレーターの好みになるだろうから好きにしな。
早速動かしてみようよ。
Akio pulls the USB cable out of the honorary press and stands it up on the floor. She then flips the power on.
カイ、準備いい？
待って。
I need to start up the app. I've already downloaded the Kill Ballad System 2019 app that Frau Koujirou told me to.
まだ？
早くしろ。
カイ。
起動したよ。
Displayed on my phone droid monitor is the first-person view of the robot cockpit, Kill Ballad style. This is just a dummy image. There's no camera built into the honorary press. Not to mention, there's no point in reproducing a proper FPS perspective on a hobby
う
robot.
ちにも見せて。
Akio peeks at my phone droid from the
あ
side.
ー、キルバラっぽい。
Looks like Frau Koujirou really reused her KB UI. It's not that the screen layout is like KB. It literally is the KB UI.
たぎるね。
Well, I mean, she gave you the program, so...
たぎる。
I mean, to be fair, that's what you wanted, right? I can't deny that this is exciting. Plus, the thing was built by Kill Ballad's one and only
見てる
creator.
だけじゃ動作テストにもならんだろうが。ぼさっとしてねえで。さっさと動かしてみろ。
True. The Kill Ballad System 2019 says the control scheme is the same as Kill
コマンドの
Ballad's.
組み合わせであらかじめプログラムしておいたいろんな動作を出せるって。
とりあえず一つだけ仮で登録しといたぞ。
キルバラと同じコマンドで頑張るアッパーが出せるはず。
基本だね。やってみるか。
It's a command I input several hundred times a day, so I never mess it up. Upon successful input, the prize crouches down, then stands back up while doing an uppercut with its left arm.
いいね。
バッチリ。
誰が考えたシステムかは知らねえが、大したもんだ。
If you just press, the way the system works, if you just press random buttons, you'll only throw out basic moves. But by combining the command inputs, you can unleash a more complex moves. That seems to be its most unique feature. Akio's face is a bit red as she excitedly gazes
条
at
件は
me.
クリアされたよね。ね、何しろ回もたぎっちゃったくらいだもんね。
Condition.
オペレーターとしてロボワンに出てほしい。お願い。
It's true. You did say that. Upon saying this, she puts up one hand like she's taking
回
oath.
のゲームの腕を生かす時だよ。
It's true. Honestly, as of yesterday, I never would have imagined anything of this. It's like the stars aligned for us. Akio would never accept no for an answer. This is gonna be a real pain. But hey, at least now it looks like we can win. And anyway, I already told Frau Koujirou that I'd be completing in Robo
仕
1.
方ないな。
I shrug my shoulders. Then I give Akio a high five.
まあ約束は約束だし。
It's true. Akio grabs my hand and starts shaking it around.
ありがとう。そんな回にあの人のこの言葉を送るよ。
There we go.
カゴの中の鳥は干渉される道具でしかないと覚えておいてくれ。
アキちゃんは俺に手伝ってほしいのかやめさせたいのかどっちなの？
That was that line. Okay.
手伝ってほしいに決まってるよ。本当に嬉しいんだよ。
Okay.
回の実力はうちが誰よりも知ってるんだから。
That's because I've thoroughly crushed Akio in many matches that I've lost count. I suppose you could refer to it as knowledge gained through pain and
そう
suffering.
と決まれば明日の夕方の出発までに種子島新さんの調整をしておかなきゃ。残りすぐ帰って仮眠取って朝6時に部室集合ね。
やだよそんな朝早くに。アキちゃんやっといて。
I still haven't packed for the trip to Tokyo either.
この後に及んでまだマイペースだな。とにかくお腹も空いたし帰ろう。
Akio hurriedly puts the present into the carrying case and is about to cheerfully exit the score when
おいちょっと待ちなロボブ。
何かなドク。
Doc is still sitting at the counter. He waves his sales slip at us.
パーツ代締めて税込み16,000円だ。
16,000 yen, tax included. Bro, he was so happy to put him in, and he knew that they could barely afford an 8,000 yen part earlier. Like those three little part things, the charger and the other stuff that they got at the beginning, were 8,000 yen, so half that price, and they could barely afford it in 2 days. You really think he's just like gonna get that money? Like that's on him. That's not on these guys. That's on him for being stupid. If he really expects to get that money.
安心しな。サービス料については負けといてやる。それは
それはいいって。それでも1万6000。
I watched the blood drain out from Akio's face.
ドク、うちらがそんな手持ちないの分かってて言ってるよね。鬼、こうつくばり金の亡者。
誰がパーツ取り付けやらセットアップやらしてやったと思ってやがる。
ドクが勝手にやってくれたのに。
なんか言ったか。
なんでもないです。
I mean, what is he gonna do? Take the entire robot? Like,
カイ、どうしよう。ミッチーでも呼びつけようかな。でもあいつ呼んだって来てくれるとは思えないし、結局最後までお金に泣かされたか。世知辛い世の中。
it's a good question there, Aki. I don't know.
カイ、こうなったらうちが人質になるから、カイ一人で東京に。
アキちゃん落ち着きなよ見苦しい。
そんな言い方しなくても。だってじゃあどうしたら。
I'll be the hostage and you can go alone.
ドク
I call out to the
今
old
回の
man.
パーツ代ロボワンの優勝賞金で払うよ。
おお、
ん？
カイ、今の最高にクールだった。
まあ俺が出るからには優勝は当然狙っていくからね。って
It's true.
今のはちょっとキザだったかななんて思わないこともないけど。
お前ら大人を舐めてんだろ。
My trump card isn't working? Doc shoots us a sharp
だ
glare.
がロックだな。
He bends his lips into a smirk. Apparently, that's his idea of a smile. I mean, it's pretty creepy, but okay. Seeing it sends a chill down my spine.
いいぜ。出世払いってことでつけといてやる。
Alright.
どうもドク。
Let's keep it a secret that I was scared shitless.
宣言したからにはちゃんと勝ってきな。負けたって支払いは1秒も待たねえぞ。
任せて。
Akio puffs out her chest with pride. For some reason, she seems terribly confident. Well, hopefully. By the time I finally get home, it's way past 11 at night. It goes without saying that Mom is pissed, but I somehow managed to avoid being lectured and hop right into bed. It isn't until that I'm in bed that I realize I'm still not patched for Tokyo, but whatever. I have tomorrow for that. Tokyo, huh? I've never been there before. I mean, I've seen it on TV and in the news all the time, but I can't even begin to imagine how many people live there. And trains underground? That seems nuts. I find it hard to believe when people tell me about how buildings are lined up endlessly, as far as the eye can see. It might as well be a fairy tale world to a rural islander like me. But it's also where Misane lives. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't excited or intrigued, but it all sounds a little scary. In 24 hours, I'll be in Tokyo. It just doesn't feel real yet. Despite being fairly exhausted, I end up laying in bed for over an hour unable to sleep. This is pretty out of character for me. I might actually be pretty jazzed about the trip. Yeah, let's be real. He's pumped. Mizuka. Ah, okay. There she is.
ああ、最終便で出発してよ。今日のうちにそっちまで行って一泊するってさ。
I will say, what is, like... She's still using her landline phone. They talked about it in a previous episode. That she's not really good with technology or whatever, but...
2人だけで？
いや、ミッチーが付き添い。まあ、あいつが一番お荷物っぽいけどね。
Oh, she's talking to, Misane.
この2週間くらい2人してかなりあたふたしてたよ。秋はともかく、カイがあんな焦ってるのは久々に見たさ。結構無茶な条件出されたみたいでね。ただ、なんかさ、あの子らすごく一生懸命なんだよ。青春してるなーって感じ。
Oh, aren't they like 6 years older or something? Like 6 or 8 years older? Give me a break to be young again, dude. They're like what, like 16? So they're like 24. You're telling me that's a 24-year-old maximum, by the way. Could be 22. Okay, wait, they're seniors, so 17 probably. 17. So they're like maximum of like 25. Am I an old geezer now? Oh, am I an old lady? Man. Yeah, I don't believe it. There's no way to be young again. My God, you're like 25 max.
でさ、今日になって急につきものが落ちたような顔になっちゃって。もうすがすがしいくらいに。なんか珍しくカイがロボ部のために一肌脱いだみたいだよ。どういう心境の変化があったんだかね。で、私ばっか喋ってるじゃないか。そっちでは会う約束してるんでしょ？
してないわ。
はあ？なんで？
忙しいの。
忙しいってあんたね。わかるけどさ、秋寂しがってたよ。やっぱり連絡つかないってしょんぼりしてたし。私さ、それ見てちょっと抱きしめてあげちゃいそうになったよ。あんた最近妹とちょっとでも話した？
Come on, Misane. You can do
これ
better
だ
than that.
よ。いい子じゃないか。私もあんな妹が欲しかったわ。
そうね。
冷たいな。ああ、ま、それはいいとして。実際どうなのよ。一言挨拶する時間ぐらい作ってやったら？
言ってるでしょ。忙しいの。
それはわかるけど。でも、ちょっとは自分のことも考えなよ。どうせ男だってろくにいないんだろ。
Dude, you don't even need...
見ず
Come
に
on,
言われ
man.
る筋合いはないわ。
お、今の言い方昔っぽいじゃないか。ようやく感覚取り戻してきた？ちゃんとご飯食べてんの？家とか散らかしっぱなしのままじゃないでしょうね。あんたって昔からそういうところあるから。テレビのミサを見てファンだって言ってるおじさまたちに教えてやりたいわ。冗談だよ。とにかく後輩たちの晴れ姿を見るぐらいはしてやんなって。わかった？
そろそろ切るわ。これから取引先と会食なの。
ああ。また連絡するよ。じゃあな。やっぱりあんたはもう帰ってくるつもりはないんだね。それはアキやカイだけじゃなくて私も寂しいな。
Aw, Mizuka. She's lonely. Alright, well, this seems like a good place to end the episode off, so make sure you guys hit that like button down below for me, because you already know your support's greatly appreciated, as well as subscribing to the channel, and, you know, all that good stuff. Comment, subscribe, like, all of that good stuff. You know, the usual. And we'll see you all in the next episode.